And every country has its own chapter, and my Clean India began with Nainital, as he told you. And it started from, it started with people, just ordinary people, school children. It didn't have government, it was not a government venture, it wasn't sponsored by the corporation or the municipality, which is what the Nagarpalika is, right? It was just people, children telling, and women cleaning the streets, men, people just cleaning, putting on gloves and just doing it rather than waiting for some, like we say, waiting for the Kupalari to come. Why is all the garbage overflowing? The Kupalari didn't come for 3 days. Or it's like, you must have seen people take the trash, they walk up to the Kupalari, stand 2 feet away from it, and then throw it. It will fall everywhere outside the Kupalari, it will not fall inside. Right? And what happens is that's what's happening with our lives. If you look around the city, it's happening everywhere. People have no problem throwing things out of their window. If you go to any flat system and look out of the window, you will see trash. Yes or no? Yes? Yes. So this is the problem, and we are, it is making things dirty, but as long as we will wait for other people to come and clean it, it's not going to happen. So my Clean India as an idea is about cleaning up, right? But my Clean Schools is another concept that comes under this entire program. My Clean India goes out and we identify what is good already. For example, Vidyodaya schools. You have one of the cleanest campuses in the city. Truly. So for us to come and start here is really important. Because as somebody who studied in Chennai many, many years ago, I wrote my 10th standard public exams at Vidyodaya High School. This was the center. I had to come from my school, Shepherd Convent, come to Vidyodaya every day to do my exams for 12th standard, not 10th standard. And I know what it was like then. They still tried to keep it clean, but it was not easy. There was a fence on this side. There was no park. There was all the garbage that was on the road would fly into the school. No matter what amount of work you did to pick it up, it would still come in. All the water would be in. If it rained, you will be flooded. And once the wall came up, you see the change has happened. Keeping it clean is easier. Second thing, it's green. Right in the middle of Chennai city, you have a green campus. And it's green all the time. Not only when it rains. It's green all the time. There's lots of shade, there's enough playing space. It's a beautiful campus. And it's a clean campus. So for us, this is an example of what we call appreciative inquiry, where we appreciate what is already good and celebrate what is already good. So give yourselves another big round of applause for having the cleanest campus in the city. So that's what My Clean India does. We appreciate what is good in the community, wherever it might be. If it is a street full of vegetable vendors but very cleanly kept, then that deserves to be celebrated. All of the vendors there need to get something. They need to be shown, that we appreciate what you've done. Whoever it might be, in whatever small way. If someone is doing something good for the community and the society and the environment, then we appreciate it. Right? That's what My Clean India does. But My Clean School does something more. My Clean School takes on a process of progressive inquiry, where we're not only appreciating, but we're also trying to see what can be. And this is where what we do is we identify what needs to happen. What is the change that we want to see? What is the end result? What is it that we want to see? And then we figure out how can we make it happen. And once we've done that, we take action. We do something. Whether it is to speak to the local bodies or to speak to people in the community or to try to create an awareness, we do what needs to be done to bring about that change that we want to see for the future. Whose future is it? Ours. So if we plan to create a world that we want to live in, then we need to start today. Yes? Yes. So we already have a clean campus. Now we need to look out around you. Another compliment I need to give you as a school, like I was just saying this afternoon, is that, when you're traveling through Chennai at 3:34 in the evening or at about 8 o'clock or 7:38 in the morning, which is school time, there are many areas in Chennai that people do not go through. Why? Because the school traffic is so heavy. Yes or no? At 8:30 in the morning, if you go via some area, that school traffic is so much that you will get stuck in a traffic jam. But I've never heard of anybody getting stuck in a traffic jam because with Yoga traffic, school is leaving. Why is that? Do you know? Do you know? Pardon? Louder. PTA. Yes. So what is that? That's a community in action. That's your community. Your parents, the teachers, the students, this is the community of the school. And the PTA taking charge of that and making sure that it doesn't cause any more trouble outside. It's a wonderful thing, something that we need to appreciate. So one big round of applause for your PTA. So here's a school that's clean. Here's a school that is not adding to any more trouble that's already on the outside. But then if you look around you, there are so many problems that you can see. Right? You get out of your school, if you look left and right, there are so many things that can be done. There are restaurants that can have a dustbin. There are so many small shops that can have dustbins. There's a small slum there that requires some help. Right? And we can begin to slowly think about what we can do, what is most important, what needs to be done. So here's a suggestion. That when we leave here today after having spoken to you, each one of you will think about how we can make this difference. And then you can sit down and speak to your teachers, and the teachers will speak to you too, and find out how you'd like to be a